Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Today's guest is the mind behind one of the fastest rising gear brands in strength culture, a company built on grit, innovation, and a relentless obsession with performance. Welcome, Chris Scolari of Goblin Gear. Chris, it's long overdue, but I'm glad to finally have you, my friend.
I'm happy we're here, Sean. Listen, I appreciate you having me on. I know long time in the making, but I'm happy. I'm happy to be on. I'm excited. I'm honored, honestly. I love stuff like this. I love podcasts. I did one myself for a little bit, didn't have time to keep it going. So to be on a podcast it's a different feel. Usually I'm trying to come up with like the conversation and stuff. So it's cool to be on the other side of things. So I appreciate you having me.
So, Chris, we got to see if this is going to start off right here. We're both Long Island guys. You mentioned you're from
Mhm.
Smithtown. I'm from Ronkonkoma. So, Mets or Yankees?
I'm a big Yankee fan, a huge Yankee fan.
All right, strike
So
one.
I'm sorry to start off rough. Listen, I mean, you guys, you took Juan Soto from us, so honestly, it's you got us there. But I don't know. At this point, though, New York just needs some kind of championship ring, man. Like between the Knicks, the Yankees. I don't know about the Mets, but listen, like we're at that point. Like the '90s was, we were kind of running it, but I don't know. It's getting scary now. It's been a long time.
Dude, you're a lot younger than I am. I'm still living on the '86 glory of the Mets.
Yeah, yeah. That's what, like, I tell my parents, I'm 24. So in '09, like, I was alive. I was like 6 years old.
Okay.
But like, I don't remember that. Like, I wasn't even I wasn't able to call myself a fan yet. I didn't know
Yep.
about the team, So like now all the pain through the Yankees, the Astros owning us, I mean, we finally beat Boston, but like, it was bad before that for a little bit. I want to experience a ring now because through the pain and suffering, it would just feel so much better. To say that as a Yankee fan, I know is spoiled, but like
Yep.
this new era, like the Yankees are not, unfortunately, as much as I love the Yankees, they don't really run it anymore. It's the Dodgers now. So I'll
I
take anything I can get.
I think the closest we're gonna get is maybe the Knicks if we just won a
Yeah,
championship, but we'll see
yeah,
what
I
happens.
agree. I agree. They seem to be the best front runners right now. So I hope we'll see.
Oh man. So Chris, obviously you look like a big guy. Okay, before we get into the brand, okay, we athlete in high school, sports, anything like that.
Believe it or not, I was never like the school team athlete.
Okay.
I played for fun a lot and I played baseball in my life. I mean, that was my main core sport. I played other sports, soccer, basketball growing up, but baseball was like I carried that through the whole time. Wasn't, it was fun to play. I wasn't anything special, but like it was fun. I loved the sport. I loved watching it. My best friends today was all from that, from playing baseball together. My
Okay.
partner today is from playing baseball together. So it really, to me, the sport means a lot to me, to say the least.
What position?
I played center field for the most part, sometimes second base, but outfield was my position. That was my most, comfortable position playing. I was a lot faster back then. I was skinny and fast, put the ball in play. Now I'm definitely heavy. I don't think I got any speed to me, but I used to.
Do you have a cannon? Were you able to get it to home plate from outfield?
Once in a while,
Okay.
I had a pretty solid arm, nothing crazy, but sometimes I gunned them out, sometimes it flew over the catcher's head, but what are you gonna do? But
So obviously being a baseball player, you're in the gym, obviously.
yeah, of course.
So
Believe it or not, to get in a little on that,
yeah.
I was never I've always like kind of worked out. Like not like I never was not until I'd say like high school I worked out, like I went to a commercial gym seriously and like
Okay.
really learned how to build muscle, the diet, everything like that. But my dad was the same way as me. Like he always lifted as a kid. We had a bench press in the basement. I was like 14, 15, just benching the bar, getting the mechanics down, just
Yep.
having a good time, enjoying it, learning the love of the game a little bit. So I was always familiar to that, hitting curls a little bit before the game tomorrow, things like that. But I don't think it was until high school where, believe it or not, playing baseball, I actually ended up stress fracturing my lower back. So I actually
Oh
got a
wow.
horrible injury. And it kind of, I was not like, listen, I wasn't like going to go pro and I got hurt, but like I still enjoyed the game. But like
Yeah.
after that, that was kind of it for me. I couldn't really swing the bat as well. It was hard to play. So I kind of transitioned directly to just really just weightlifting. And I always loved the gym. I was able to go in and just kind of like de-stress. Like you go in there, bullshit aside, you go there, you de-stress, you have a great time. And I started going LA Fitness, has always been the gym I've went to. I signed up. My friend, shout out Tyler, brought me there for the first time, and like seeing a commercial gym compared to just working on my basement, it was cool because like you would meet other people, they'd give you some advice, they teach you. My dad taught me a ton about working out though. Like he worked out as a kid too. He would go with me to the gym, and yeah, and then before I knew it, I was just always in the gym, in and out. Kind of
Right.
became obsessed, and then as I just kept learning more and more. I kind of looked more into the diet. I'd go on YouTube, like, TikTok and Instagram Reels. That wasn't a thing then. So
Yep.
I like Athlete X, Jeff. If
Oh
you
yeah.
know that, yeah, I would always watch him. That was like my go-to. I had rotator cuff injuries. I'd figure that out. I've had a
Yep.
lot of injuries to say the least from sports and then trying to correct it in the gym, understanding what proper form is to avoid injury.
Right.
But yeah, honestly, the sports was kind of the gateway to becoming obsessed with the fitness industry and kind of working out.
So now wait, did you actually listen to your dad, or was it just kind of you're gonna do your thing in ego lift?
Yeah, listen, to be honest, I feel like when we all start, it's a little bit of an ego lift, like
Yep.
coming into the gym. He'd always make sure, like when he's there, repping it the proper way and
Sure.
everything like that. But then you start, you're in high school, your friends you could drive to the gym now. They want to go right after high school. Immediately we're on the bench press. There was a time where
Yep.
we would just go in, bench for like six sets, and then we would just leave and we get Chipotle. And then it was like a half day, but it was just fun because it's like, all right, like I'm doing 150 on the bench, like, oh, he's doing 160, like, all right, shit, I gotta catch him next week. And it before you knew it, it kind of became like, all right, and nothing insanely improper where like we were risking some crazy injury,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
still a little bounce off the chest to get it up, to just kind of get hype and scream. Like, I know there's some controversy around it, but sometimes it's good to just kind of let that all out and just have a good time. You know what I mean?
I don't hear any leg exercises in there. Did you skip legs?
I've skipped legs for a long time before I started, but now I hit legs all the time. I actually have legs after this. I'm gonna go to the gym a little later tonight. I was so excited about this. I'm like, I'm pushing everything else aside. I'll hit legs later. I'll de-stress. But I started hitting legs probably 2 years after lifting because like I
Okay.
started to build my upper body, and then I'm like, oh shit, like I'm wearing shorts, like my legs look horrible. I was like, I had to wear baggy pants, and I was like, I really have to. I have to really learn to do like train everything the perfect way, like
Yep.
develop everything together. My legs, my chest, my back, my shoulders, because like it all translates. I was obsessed with benching and like my core group, like it was almost like a friendly competition. It was always like who's the king of the hill type thing. And then like, to get there, you gotta develop everything kind of plays together in a compound lift like that. And then, it's learning how to bulk properly, put weight on, and then you start seeing the numbers go up. But the bench press was always, ironic, because that's the brand now. But I've always been obsessed with just somehow getting under that bench, the barbell, and everything kind of just disappears. You just
Yep.
lock in and have a good time.
That's standard for everybody, though. I think legs don't come into effect until a year later. It's all about buys and chest.
Literally to the
You
T.
know.
All I cared is like I want big arms and I want a big chest. That's all. Sometimes an ab workout here and there. If we're going to the beach, I'll be 10 minutes before doing crunches. Not kidding, but like just the fun muscles. But then I feel like you always dread training a certain muscle group until you keep hitting it, and then you just learn
Yep.
to kind of love it. You're like, all right, like I actually enjoy it. Like back was one of that for me. I never liked hitting back until I really consistently hit it every single week, sometimes twice a week. And then now I love back. It's one of my favorite movements. I genuinely just feel good after hitting it. And once you see that progress, it all changes from there.
So is chest your best body part? You think, or no?
Uh, I would say it's close. I would
Okay.
say biceps are definitely. I used to like at one point when I was really young, I was probably like 16, I'd say, maybe seven, probably 16. Every night I would just go in my basement, 5 sets of just stand up curls every single night. I didn't know about rest, protein, just spamming it so much to the point where like my biceps are like weirdly stronger than like
Okay.
what typically I feel like they should be. And they're definitely like this is an oversized shirt. I feel like, they're a little like my weight when I gain weight, it goes to my arms more. It's
Okay.
weird. My arms for some reason are like a little my dad had bigger arms as a kid too, so maybe it's genetics, but I'd say between biceps, triceps, and chest, but I love chest. Chest is easily my favorite muscle.
Everybody says that everyone's got at least one solid body part
Yeah,
for
I
everybody.
agree. I Everyone's got like the gifted like one of my friends, his traps are ginormous. Like
Okay.
I would spam curls every night in the basement. He'd be hitting shrugs every single night. It looks like when you take steroids and your traps blow up, it looks like that, but like he's natural. He's never taken anything. His traps are like you can grab them like candles and move him around. It was crazy. But like it's I definitely agree. Everyone's got like that one standout muscle for sure.
That's an area I don't think I've ever heard anybody like want to seriously overtrain is your traps. But anyway, to
Yeah.
each his own, man.
I agree. I've never seen bigger traps in my life, at least naturally. I
Yep.
was like, that's he just loved hitting shrugs. I was like, honestly, I respect because I really don't hit traps directly. It's all kind of like compound work. But yeah.
So when you're lifting, were you naturally using wraps or straps or anything whatsoever? Like start like what introduced you into like gear, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. In that's something that I always like kind of talk about. Like I would say at first I didn't use anything. And then because of that, I've learned quickly that I kind of should be using stuff because
Okay.
before I knew like of course when you first start lifting and I own a lifting gear company, but when you first start lifting, you should develop everything naturally. Like you should bench lighter with no wrap support, get your joints understanding how to work, get them naturally stronger. But then you do hit a point where going for 185 or 225 or 250 on bench, eventually, it took me one time that I was benching heavy and my wrist overflexed and I
Oh
sprained my
wow.
wrist. I couldn't work out for like a month and
Right.
it just hurt so bad. Like I didn't break it fortunately, but I just quickly realized that like I need equipment and gear that can really support my lifts, stabilize my wrist. I didn't learn about elbow wraps until later on in my life, but the wrist wraps are one of the first things I've ever bought.
Okay.
It was like an off brand on Amazon,
Yep.
and I would wear them. And as soon as I wore them, like this is crazy. I didn't even know these existed. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm benching, and now I'm focused more on like really my form on the bench, developing, feeling my chest contract because I know my wrists are stable and they're ready to be supported on my heavier lifts.
Yep.
And that's when I first started understanding that like support gear is really important because of course you should get strong naturally, but then you get to a point where there's lifts that are so heavy that your joints sometimes don't develop as fast as your muscles. And
Sure.
especially, with steroid use too, that's a huge problem. But even in general, like you going a little too heavy on some lifts, one mishap of your wrist, your elbow is not as stabilized as it should be. And then now you get an injury that lingers your whole life. You get
Yep.
tendonitis. And so that was kind of like how I kind of learned about all this. And people make fun of me. I've had so many injuries. Like rotator cuff was huge for me because I didn't understand proper form when I was doing it on my own more. Like, when I started going to when I was in high school with my friends, I didn't work out with my dad as much. So he wasn't there to kind of see my form. So some things I would be a little more improper. Sometimes on the bench, I wouldn't be keeping my shoulder blades together and down.
Sure.
So I'd flare it out. My shoulder starts to hurt. My back still hurts from the pre-existing injury. So before I knew it, I started really understanding that support gear will help you, but also, the proper form plays into that as well and how important, all that equipment is. And people make fun because like I would have a full duffel bag full of all support gear. They would say it's Models in a bag. Like I pull
Yeah, yeah.
out sleeves, wrist wraps, eventually elbow wraps. I've had a belt, lifting straps. So yeah, to say the least, that's kind of how I, discovered all this stuff.
So it sounds like it's almost a blessing that you busted your wrist.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might not have been introduced to this. I might be wrong, but it might have been longer for you to get introduced.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I mean, that's why like everything that happens, I'm just like everything happens for a reason, kind of God's plan. And it's like, yeah, like I've had to have this hiccup to become this person like later in life and discover, the proper way. Just making mistakes, honestly, making mistakes and learning and just being better from there. So 100%.
So what made you decide to open up your own brand? Because it sounds like you're using others, and it
Yeah.
sounds like they're okay for the
Hmm.
most part.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, 100%. I mean, basically, at this point I was in college and I've always like, going to college, like the people I met there awesome. Like the whole experience. I met my girlfriend there, like awesome experience.
Sweet.
Like it was a fun time, but at the same time, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I mean, I
Yep.
was I was in accounting and my sister's an accountant. She's great at it. For me, it's just something that didn't click. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
that's fine. Like I kind of like I didn't know what I want to do. So I'm like, my sister's an accountant. Let me go be an accountant. Like let me just follow her footsteps. Like screw it. Let's
Yep.
try it out. And then I quickly realized like I don't really like accounting like that. And I'm like, I didn't have like, you know, the love for it. So I'm like, all right. Then I went into finance because my credits transferred into finance. So I'm like, I don't
Okay.
want to restart. I like, learning about financials and all that. I
Sure.
think it was kind of interesting. So I was like, let me try. And then kind of the same feeling. Like I was like, all right, like this is fun, but I don't really think like I don't know. I just not feeling it. And I've always wanted to start something myself. And I've always used to say, like we've all said stuff and like it ends up
Yeah.
never happening. I would make a logo, I'd get excited. And then, I kind of like take my foot off the pedal a bit. And like I was like, all right, like I've always known I want to do that. And then what happened is at my college, you had to get an internship to like get credit to graduate. So I was ahead of the game. Sophomore year, I got a finance internship, but for some reason I didn't do some like some weekly, bi-weekly report thing that I didn't have my manager fill out. So they didn't give me
Okay.
credit for any of it. I did it the whole summer and I got no credit because I didn't have them. And I was like, dude, like that is insane. Like I just completely like got ripped off. And I was like, all right, like whatever. That's fine. So like junior year now of that summer of junior year. So after junior year was over, I was, that's when you kind of try to look for a job almost. But
Yep.
I had to get an internship because I wasn't going to get credit. So now I'm like, all right, now I went from being ahead of the game to behind. And I was like,
Jeez.
shit, like, yeah, just not a fun situation, but whatever. I tried to, network with people, people that knew people that helped me connect. I'd meet at, Panera Bread network, people that could hopefully get me an internship. And they were awesome people, nothing against them at all. Like they tried their best, but it was just a hard field to kind of like I made all that effort to try to get like something going
Yep.
and nothing was returning for me because I was kind of like, I'm trying to rely on not rely on other people, but it's something that wasn't really in my hands as much. I can only do so much and then the ball is in their court and I have to wait to
Yeah.
hear back. And I never got the internship. And I was like, all right, I have this whole summer of nothing and I've always wanted to do a business. And
Sure.
I've had all this time. I was doing nothing. I wasn't playing sports anymore. I was working out. So I'm like, let me try to genuinely start a company. Like let me see like what am I into? Something I have to like my heart's got to be in it cuz this whole time all these jobs and majors like my heart wasn't in it. So I had to get something that I was passionate about. And that's when I was like, okay, what do I do all the time? All I do is work out. Like all I do is go to the gym. I'd be in the gym for 3 hours, sometimes 4. People are like, dude, I would never go out. College barely like I was so different in college. I was never in a frat.
Okay.
Tried a frat. I didn't really like it. I dropped it. Um, I know people in frats that are awesome guys. Just for me, it wasn't for me. So then after that, like I never went out. I didn't want to go out. I would just go to the gym at night. Like people be at the bars, I'd be at LA Fitness. Like that's just what I
You'll
love.
be at the other bar.
Exactly. Exactly. And that was just what like I liked. Like that's always been my whole life. Like just, I liked working out. It was something
Sure.
that I've never like the gym I love because the gym is a perfect like analogy that like if you cheat, you only cheat yourself. And like that's something that can transfer in life, building a bench press up. You go up 2.5, 2.5s on each side, 5 pounds, every single PR lift or every single lift, one extra rep. It's
Mhm.
such baby steps. And then you look back and you're like, look how much I did. So
Yep.
it's like being under the bench press, working out, showing up as much as I possibly can almost every day. Like to me, it's like that translates that mentality to so many other things in your life where I'm like, this is something that I'm never not gonna do. Even
You're
like
not
I look
relying
at
on anybody. You're not relying on
exactly,
anybody else. Yeah.
exactly. And like if you cheat, you're simply just cheating yourself. You just can't cheat the gym. Even if you take steroids, like you still have to work hard to build it. Like not that I'm for steroids, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
gym, you really can't cheat it. You really can't. And it'll reflect on yourself. So anyway, like that's what like that was like my whole thoughts. I'm like, I have to do a business in the gym industry because my love for like that the game is like will be reflected in my brand. I'm not trying to come out with a brand that's just to like fit in, slap my name on it, and
Yep.
release it and have no love, no passion behind it. Like I genuinely want it to be like I want to make a brand that when I go to the market, it's gonna be a little bit of a fight because there's gonna be bigger brands that want to swallow me up. There's
Sure.
gonna be brands that want to say I'm copying them. But if I keep pushing, I really make a product that's better than anything else out there, more supportive, insane colors, innovation, more elastic, more powerful, like the wraps. That's something I knew like I could do because my whole life, like I grew up like I love the creative stuff. My brother taught me everything I ever had to know about like making videos, editing videos, getting on camera. I've loved this stuff. And I knew like that's a skill that if I went on social media, which is a blessing now for companies to get on and just post some videos and you blow up. It's a whole thing. I knew I could do that. So I was like, all right, I love the gym. And I'm like, all I do is use support gear. Like to
Yep.
rewind a little bit, that year, junior year, I met a lot of people at the gym. And I have the original video on my phone where the first time I've ever tried elbow wraps in my life.
Okay.
And I failed the PR and it was 270 pounds. And I was like, shit, man. I'm like, I was just mad. I'm like, I failed a PR. It's never a good feeling. Then this kid comes up to me and I forever give him credit because, they were awesome, awesome guys. From Connecticut, from Bridgeport. That was where LA was. Like, that was an awesome community there. Like, one of the best gyms, like, for that community. Just, it was awesome. Everyone was friends. And he came up, he goes, yo, try these. I promise you, you'll hit your PR. And, I also had, like, I had the elbow pain and tendonitis. And I've always tried, like, he's so, like, used to wear sleeves. He goes, try wraps. And I'm like, honestly, let me try him. And I'm, like, looking at him like, dude, like, I just failed my PR. There's no way I hit on the second try. Like, no shot. He goes, just try him. I'm like, all right. I wrap up, I get under the bar, and before I know it, I come down. Not only did my elbow not hurt, but I also the weight, and these are like thin, cheaper made elbow wraps.
Okay.
It went up, and I was like, I was in such disbelief that like that was the moment like the light bulb kind of popped in my head that like this is something I have to look into and like eventually experiment with. And that was kind of like the whole thing. Then fast forward, I was thinking of a business idea and I was just like, okay, I have to do something with these wraps because the
Yep.
wraps have just helped me so much in my lifting like career, my life, everything. The like, the way I got introduced to them. Before you know it, we're all in the gym, we're wrapping up, where we're benching, everyone's hitting PRs. I'm like, I have to make the best wraps in the industry. They just have to be the best. And, obviously elephant in the room is Larry Wheels had a brand too, PR record. And I
Yep.
tried those too. There's videos of me using them. And when I was using his brand, I was like, okay, like these are solid wraps, but I just know I can make even better. Like I know I can make something more elastic, more supportive, more premium and luxury to the touch and feel. And yeah, they look similar, but the meaning behind them, the performance of them are completely different. And that's what I wanted to do, like build wraps and equipment, but wraps became the first products,
Sure.
wrist wraps and elbow wraps that were, we've always say premium, and I feel like the word premium gets used way too much in the industry. Like a brand that quickly frays, like a wrist wrap that's nylon and the stitching falls out of phrase after 6 months, 7 months maybe. Um, like they say it's premium, but it's like, okay, premium is a real, it's a big word to use. Like it's supposed to be high quality products. And I'm like, okay, I can't call it premium because everyone says premium. So it's not going to make sense. I'm like, all right, what's the next thing? Like, all right, like you get in a car, it's a luxury car. All right.
Yep.
Like let's be a luxury lifting line. And like I feel like that word's not really used. So before I knew it, I'm getting prototypes. I'm like, that's the mindset. The best luxury feel, premium. You buy these, you only have to buy them once in your life because they're not
Yep.
going to fall apart. They're going to last. They're built with rubber, triple ply stitching, longer in length, heavy duty, even the Velcro. I made sure to upgrade even more and more so it latches tighter and more secure on everything. And then the wrist wraps, I'm like, okay, like I made the wrap stronger, more powerful, more elastic. Now, where is the competitive advantage more? So like the innovation, like no thumb loops, a belt tightening system to get it even tighter than traditional thumb loops would get you. And kind of tying all that into like this is the brand I want to make.
Yep.
And to be honest, like Goblin, I call it a Goblin Gear because I wanted a name that rolled off the tongue, to tell you the truth. Like I like Goblin Gear, like it's just two G's. I forgot the term for it, but like when it starts with the same letter, it kind of rolls.
Consonants. Called
Yeah,
consonants.
exactly. It kind of rolls better off the tongue. And I was like, all right, I like gear because gear is like it's equipment. Like
Yeah.
unfortunately, gear means steroids too, unfortunately. So sometimes I know Greg Doucette, he thought I was a steroid company a few days ago on his
Did he
page.
really?
He did, he did. It was
Yeah, gotta love
that's
Greg.
hopefully he sees this or something. He's like, we're not a steroid company. That's illegal to do anyway. So like, why that? How is that even possible to be a thing? But no. So yeah, I wanted that was the name I wanted. The Goblin. I wanted like a cool kind of mascot feel. I wanted like the brand to have its own character, like a persona.
Yep.
And goblins are more. I think goblins are more like a darker figure. I didn't want that. Like I'm not like a satanic dark brand. Like I'm, That's just not what I stand for. And so I'm like, I have to like, I think of Goblin like a Green Goblin, like from
Yep.
Spider-Man, like
Sure.
Norman Osborn, like high tech, a cool guy flying on like these hoverboards in the sky, and everything like that. Maybe not the villain type, but more of like the anti-hero, like got cheated out of
Yeah.
something, just wants to, maybe he's not fitting in, but he's still, taking his own stand type of thing. And then our little own twist on it in that way. Like making the Goblin our own kind of persona too. Like the anti-hero. Someone that I don't think people even at first won't agree with the brand, and there's gonna be criticism, but eventually they will see the real purpose behind it, the movement, and then everyone's gonna start kind of wanting to be involved. And I think that's kind of what we started to see with the brand. But got prototypes, brought them to the gym, and I have the videos too. Like we're all wrapping like the first prototypes ever. I have boxes full of like so many prototypes I went through, thrown out, and I
Okay.
still keep them there as just reminders from the beginning. But I started wrapping people up, throwing the wrist wraps on. All these people are hitting higher PRs. The gym's going crazy. We have like 25 guys around a bench.
Yep.
Everyone's lifting together, just having a great time. And like that from that point, I was like, I'm not just building a brand, like I'm building kind of like a community and a movement. Like
Sure.
everyone was so happy to just be wrapping up and be involved in like this awesome process, like creating these products, testing them out. It's like Iron Man in the lab. Like he goes, flies, tests out the suit for the first time.
Yep.
And it's like, it's just fun. It's fun stuff. We go to the gym, no drama, bullshit aside, like just having a good time and lifting. And like, that's exactly what I want the brand to be. Like
It's organic.
exactly, exactly. Just let people not walk on eggshells, just be themselves and have a great time in the gym. I feel like we go to the gym, I think for the most part, to get away from the bullshit in life
Yep.
and like de-stress. There's no reason to bring that in. Like, and I think with social media, unfortunately, sometimes that could get toxic, like people getting filmed and getting called out, and this constant criticism that it's almost like people are going to start to be afraid to go to the gym because they don't want to be found on this page getting
Yes.
called out. Because listen, I'm all for people getting called out when they should. Like if they're doing something bad or profiting off misconception and like whatever, that's a different story.
Yep.
But or like helping someone out. Like instead of like clowning someone from benching with bad form, like let's just teach him. Let's just help him be better, healthier on the bench and better form. And I touch on it too. Like there's people that wear elbow wraps that are not benching with proper form. And I think we should teach them. But I think there's another side where like if you just want to go in like an NFL combine and just there's a little bit of a bounce off your chest, but you're being safe. You're just being a little gritty on the bench, working
Sure.
hard, like kind of like Diamond Gym. Like I think who cares? Like let them have a good time, go de-stress, keep the drama out of the gym, and just have a good time. Go in the gym to have fun, man. Like we've all went to the gym before social media was like huge infiltration. I'm young, but even then, like when I first
Yeah.
started, like it was never like phones everywhere. You would get in, you'd lift heavy, and everyone would have a great time. And that was it. There was no such like, this is the only way to lift. This is the only way to do this is the way to do that. And like, I know Diamond Gym has a lot of, sometimes I see a lot of people criticize them, but honestly, I think they're one of the best things to happen to the gym industry because they're showing you that you can just get in, work your ass off, earn that respect, and have the best time in the gym. And all the bullshit aside, you go in there,
Yep.
there's no drama. You're getting in, you're working hard, you're going to train hard, and you're going to build your respect, earn everyone's respect. And it kind of teaches you not to take like comfort for, and like, for granted, like to be comfortable, like to really feel what it means to work hard and earn something
Yep.
and just have a great time in the gym. They're wrapping up with the wraps too all the time. So it's awesome to see, the hardest working guys to wear my stuff. Like it's an absolute honor too. So I think what they're doing is absolutely great, like personally. And I know, so I've seen people disagree. I've seen people go there and I've seen them talk with them all for it, and then they get on social media a week later and trash them. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
is that? Like, come on. Like, so I think the no drama, having a great time in the gym, just working out, having a great time. Like, as long as you're trying to be like good form, safe, but you're balancing, maybe having a good time, or maybe you're pausing like a real power lifter. However you want to lift, lift. I tell people all the time, like, once you buy our wraps, we're gonna help guide you to how you should lift, but we're never gonna tell you like you have to do it this way or you can't use it.
Yep.
So that's kind of like, and I know I'm getting a little off track here, but
No,
that's like,
it's
yeah, I'm rambling like crazy. I'm
dude, it's
sorry.
good. You're Chris, I'll be honest with you, for as young as you are, you're very wise. Like, you
Thank
you
you.
could just tell, the way you're talking about proper training and helping people out, 'cause I mean, I've been trading for 30 years, dude, and, like, the days have changed just so much. Like,
Yeah.
seeing people
Mhm.
on their phones, like, my phone stays in my bag, I keep it on for
Yeah.
radio, but that's it. But
Yeah,
now it's
that's
like,
great.
when I used to train with people, like, do my set, you might have a word, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up. No chatter. And
Mhm.
now it's like I see this generation, and I'm coming across that old guy that
Yeah.
it's like they do their set and they'll sit there and chat for 15 minutes, and then the next guy will go, and it'll be like
Yep.
45 minutes to get one set between two guys.
Exactly. Yeah, and
That's
like,
just me.
and that's like, it's ironic because I'm young. We're bringing products that are innovation to the game, but at the same time, the traditional mindset, like you see Arnold working out back in the day. He's not doing some science pause. Like
Oh
he's working
god.
out hard. They're screaming like this old school style. I've loved. Like I watch Rocky probably 25,000 times with my dad, every single one. Like he's screaming, working out hard. The training montages, like that traditional old school feel. I love that. Like that's what I want with Goblin Gear. I want to build a community that's like it's trying to bring back like the love of the game for the gym. Like not
Yep.
so much like you're gonna be on someone's page and you're called out and you're condemned and like let's cancel this guy, you're done. Like because you like lifted some weird way or like it doesn't count because you did a slight bounce. Like listen, I agree. In a powerlifting, I agree the whole powerlifting side. Like if you're gonna compete, you want to go with the rules, the safest way. I'm all for that too. I do it
Yep.
myself. But there's other times like an NFL combine. Like that was cool watching that grow up. 225 off the chest, having a great time, screaming. You're doing your best to keep proper form, shoulder blades down, and you're trying to do like as many reps as possible. Like that's also so much fun. And like if you're not really like there's people that yeah, will be horrible for them and they'll slam it. Like we gotta stop that because we don't want people getting hurt. That's different.
Of
But
course.
then we got like the wraps, like they help keep you supported. If you want to do a little NFL combine, they're going to give you stability. They're going to prevent flexion, and it's the best stuff in the game to help you do that. And it's bringing like the old school, like I wanted to. There's so many ideas. Like I was in so many meetings today, but one of our creative ideas were like no phone Fridays, like you're saying, like
Yeah.
on Fridays every phone goes away. Just lift, have a great time knowing that you're not going to be on camera. You can socialize with people around you if you want, build a
Sure.
community, and just work out. Like get in and out, rotate out, get on other things, learn from each other, talk to each other. Like headphones out. Back then it was. I think it was really cool stuff back then. I don't think there's any reason to kind of like not fight back against the toxic side of social media. There's great sides too that
Of
teach you,
course.
promote you, and build together. And that's we're a social media brand. So like obviously like I still respect and I know how powerful social media can be too, but there definitely has to be a healthy balance to say the least, I would say.
So let me ask you this, Chris. You're a young guy. The science-based lifters that we see now, do you ever see these people actually lifting like that, or is this just goofing off, rage baiting the old folks like me?
Honestly, I think science-based lifting is real. I think people do truly follow that. I know Jeff Nippard, he's one of like the biggest science-based guys. I think he's awesome. I followed him too. Um,
But he doesn't have a mouth guard in his hand and two flip flops, and he's squeezing and doing all that other stuff you see.
yeah, well, listen, those type of things
That's what I'm
like
getting at. That's what I'm
talking
getting
like
at.
yeah, like that's got to be rage bait. Like that's got to be pure rage bait. Like guys
Okay.
like cuz listen, there's people on social media that will go and do that just to get the reactions and engagement cuz it
Yes.
actually helps feed their pages. That's pure rage bait. Like that's like insane.
Well, that's what I was getting at. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff, yes. I would say like
Okay.
science-based more like slow pause. Like I love that too. I do that myself. But
Sure.
that's more, I would say, real. But the rage bait stuff, like, yeah, flip-flops on the hands, and it's like some guy's got like 17 resistance bands around a bar as he's coming down. Like if, interesting content, engageful content, but it's gotta be somewhat of rage bait to get the exposure, I would say for sure.
Dude, I'm not a big guy by any means, but I've been training. I used to compete back in the '90s, and it's always the smallest guys that are doing this weirdest shit. I'm just being honest.
Nah, like I don't honestly, it really is just it's crazy stuff because I see like I'm trying to think like there's times in the gym where like I see like just like insane stuff too. And it's just like I look and I'm like, I almost want to go over and be like, dude, like don't hurt yourself doing this crazy stunt. But it's like, I don't know. Like sometimes I don't want to be the guy to walk up to the gym to like be the guy like to like coach you and like be the guy that not like in a bad way, but like you don't want to be the guy that comes in and tries to like one up the guy that's like I know more
Yeah,
than you
yeah.
do this. But at the same time, we should try to help people live safe. But I agree, you see some crazy stuff for sure.
So let's go back to the brand for a minute. That you
Yeah,
said you went through a ton of renditions or not tests, but a ton of
like
uh,
prototypes.
prototypes and
Yeah,
stuff. So like how far did you get till you finally were able to say, look, I'm happy with this I'll call it V1 because I know you're on a new version now.
yeah.
How far were you into V1 and said, look, I'm gonna promote this now?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was probably it was probably like mark like 37. I'd say that I
Wow,
was like
okay.
honestly because there was a lot of errors. Like there was times where I had the wraps and they broke on me. And
Okay.
I'm happy it was on me because we were passing samples around when I finally got to the bench, they snapped and I was like, "Wow." I'm like, "This is I have to really make sure this is bulletproof because
Yep.
you and a lot of people do just run to get things made, and they don't realize there is a lot that goes behind making a product. Like, you have to test it. It's a support product. It can't break on these guys going for 400, 500, 600 pounds either, or even the guy that's just repping out, 135. Like, it can't break on him either. So, it was a learning curve for sure because there was a lot of like weak points that I had to go back with my manufacturer, correct, test out, get them shipped back,
Yep.
change the stitching, change the elastic material, um, even the designing. Some processes to make a design would actually harm the material under the wrap and
Oh,
it would make it
interesting.
weaker. Yeah, it's crazy things that and like even like the science behind wraps. Like there's so many people online that like they call out like my brand for like certain things that it's like don't use these wraps, you shouldn't be, but like the way they
But is it
explain
valid?
it,
Is it valid stuff?
what they say, no, and that's the thing.
Okay.
Like no one really in like I know so much scientifically about the functioning of these products because I was building them. Like I understand how they work and how
Yep.
they help stabilize, how they actually take the mechanical force slightly off the bottom range of motion and provide more relief. But these people are coming on and saying like these like outlandish statements that like it's like oh like okay like if you use elbow wraps you're gonna tear your pec, but they don't even know that especially our wraps they're so thick that the potential energy buildup at that bottom of the movement, it's actually taking that mechanical force, it's alleviating off that bottom range because they're at the maximum charge up and stretch, so
Yep.
it's actually taking the force off that stretch of the chest in a way where it's better for your labrum, it's giving you the stability, and it's even taking a lot of strain off your central nervous system too. And and even the wrist wraps preventing flexion and being safe. So I understand and I love the phrase it's the Indian not the arrow
Oh,
because
interesting. Okay.
they're blaming they're blaming the wraps, but the lifter, like I said, like was really bad form and he was benching opened up back all the way arched, ass 10 feet in the air, not like a little bit where we're having fun, it's actually a concern because it's like
Okay.
really over the top, and they're saying that it's the wraps, but I'm like if we really break down the whole picture, if he wasn't wearing the wraps he's still going to go on the bench and do that same form and actually get hurt because now he doesn't have the support gear on.
Yep.
Even like I know and I love the Trent twins, but I know one of them tore their pec wearing elbow wraps, not ours. But steroid use is a huge thing too because your muscles are developing
Of
way
course.
faster and stronger than the tendon, and then the tendon rips. So was it the elbow wraps or was it the underlining, taking gear and gear usage? And that's a big concern too. And the elbow wraps actually do help alleviate that mechanical force and that risk of injury. So there's a lot of science behind it. I only learned all this because I was making them. Like I had to understand how this all properly worked to make a what I know is the best wraps in the industry because I just understood it. Like I really so these people are posting about it, which I get it, engagement, whatever you have to do. But like, even like this Friday, I'm gonna make a whole kind of debunk on the whole controversy behind these things because it's a niche product and they weren't really that popular, I think, before we came. Like they existed, but they've really become mainstream, I think, because of the way we came out with like insanely strong wraps and the
Yep.
colors and the whole movement, and not even in an egotistical way I'm saying that. I just know like the way I got on camera and I talked and I promoted it and I'm like, these are the best wraps, add up to 55 pounds on top of your raw bench PR than you would, with regular elbow wraps. Like people love that. They ate it up and they realized it wasn't a marketing stunt. It was legit stuff that worked. And then everyone was posting. You saw the neon wrapped green wraps on every single reel you're going through. And then before you knew it, then all these creators started making videos on it. I've had a lot of, and I respect all the influencers. I love them all. I watched a lot of them as kids and everything else. And like they're making this content, but like I politely get on. And I'm like, hey, listen, like I'm a no drama guy, but I also want to like defend the community and the brand
Of
because
course.
there is definitely a misunderstanding. Like there's a lot of times where we're blaming the tool, but we're not blaming, and it's not even the blame because that's not even a proper word to use, but it's shifting focus on a tool that's very supportive and helpful rather than someone that might just need a little help correcting their form to make sure that they don't get more, they're not risking that injury as much. Because you take those wraps off them, they're going to still do that same form and get hurt. So
Yep.
the wraps in a way was probably saving them from getting even worse hurt. So I know I'm getting a little off topic here, but like
No,
that's kind of like,
I love it, bro. I love the
you know,
passion.
yeah, no, I appreciate like the prototypes, everything. Like it really just showed me a lot, like how to make them, how they work, the science behind them, wrist and elbow, and that's like with every single product. We're not going to come out with a product. I'm not going to develop a product that like I know like I don't believe in either. Like I'm not just gonna sell like just kind of like crap with a name slapped on it. Like it's gonna be like if I'm not gonna use it, I'm not gonna sell it to people. That's why like we only have wrist wraps and elbow wraps, all these different variations. We have some other support gear too. That's awesome. But besides that, like I'm not trying to like I'm not in a rush to expand because I have to figure out the next product that like is a true belief in
Yep.
a way.
I'm gonna bring up your website for just a minute for people to show
Yeah, of
here.
course. I appreciate
Um,
it.
let's see
And
here.
I know I'm rambling a ton. I apologize.
No, it's education, man. It's all good.
I appreciate it.
So, and I want to say this respectively, like I think your brand is edgy, but maybe a little bit of whimsical as well, just from
Yeah.
the colors and everything else.
And that's
Maybe
like
maybe
definitely
that's the right
more.
way without trying to insult you.
No, no, not at all. Of course, I'm definitely not sensitive at all, so don't worry. But that's definitely more optimized for the phone, by the way. But yeah, I mean, we're actually working on the website too to change up some things. But yeah, I mean, the wraps to say the least, like they're definitely the star product. The Pro model is our patented line that really was revolutionary, I think, to the wrap game 100%. Really solving a problem that existed for so long
Yep.
and just was never fixed. So that's like our latest kind of release too. That page is a little under construction, but more of like the
Okay.
the
I
wraps
see
and everything else.
you
But
got belts here. I didn't see that. It's been a couple of weeks. You just added belts. I feel like that's cool.
yeah, we came out with belts a little bit ago. It wasn't the focus of the brand, but we're definitely trying to keep bringing more products into the light as the wraps are just so unbelievably popular that we're just kind of we're giving those a spotlight for now, and then we're slowly building things on the background to keep expanding into.
So, Chris, educate the uneducated, i.e., myself. Silicone infused. What is that? Just enhance the
Yeah.
overall. Tell me about
So
that.
yeah, on the inside of the sleeves, there's a silicone line that's printed on the inside there, and what it does is it prevents the sleeve as you're working out from slipping.
Okay.
Like as you get sweaty, it starts to move down, it shifts down. With the silicone infusion, it's gripping your skin more in a comfortable way, but so it won't slide down as you're lifting, and
Got
it
it.
slides down and it's not covered properly. Then it's a problem too.
I don't know where that just came from. So I feel like you just did Rev 2 recently, and I feel like half your stuff is already sold out. So I guess it's a good sign for you, but a bad sign for customers.
Yeah, unfortunately, demand is really, really high, and we're thankful for it. But I also feel very bad because, like, so many people are like, dude, I can't even get them. Like, I love the ads. I can't even buy them, though. And I'm like, I know, like, we're working as hard as we can to get more in stock. It's just, it picked up so fast. And, like, when we launched season two, we saw a crazy catalyst like spark, and we were like, wow, like they're taking this very well. We sleekified the logo, new
Yep.
colors, did the pro models went crazy, and so much stuff's on pre-order. Like they're just on a waiting list to get the product when it
Oh
comes to
wow.
stock. But we're fixing it. We're looking into really making that so that's not really a thing in a few months. But for now, I still want to have people to get a chance to claim it, like get in line and just get on pre-order. So I'm like, please just do the pre-order. So when we get it, you'll be able to get it shipped to you already.
Yep.
So, the demand's great and the community's even better, honestly. Just we have a Telegram chat now and it's like really, we're in there just promoting like so much awesome motivation and how guiding people, giving them advice, diet, like it's awesome. It's just a community that like I really think is going to be the best community in the fitness industry because it's everyone around those pillars of just respect, and just like hard work and just want to get in there, no drama, bullshit aside, and just like really build an awesome community. Like if you're wearing Goblin Gear, you're part of just something bigger. Like it's more than just wraps, it's more than just products, more than just a brand. It's the new revolution movement. And I don't even say that just for like my generation. I say for anyone, like anyone in the gym,
Yep.
it could be any age at all. Just to be a part of something where like it's that old school kind of feel again and respect and just getting into the gym and working hard and having the best stuff backing you, people backing you, building this community where we go to events together, come out with products together. Even the Telegram chat, like I'm getting feedback from like what colors they want next, what products they want next, because they're part of the family, and
Yeah.
that's just like a feeling I really want to make clear to people because it's way more than just a brand. It's way more than just getting a code and being an ambassador. Like you're really going to be part of a family. And I know people talk about that a lot, and I agree with it. Like it should always feel like that with any brand. And I know it's definitely like that with Goblin Gear. So
And
definitely
it's
kind of what we stand with.
and I think sometimes people forget about that because there's so many brands in the industry, whether it's clothing brands, supplement brands, it's product, 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 and they sometimes forget about that community, that
Exactly.
culture,
Hmm.
that bonding, whatever you want to talk about. But again, every time I look on your Instagram, I feel like you're jumping like 4 grand, 5 grand. I feel like every other month you're like just jumping. So it says a lot.
Yeah, no, listen, it's awesome to see. It's awesome to see because when I first started the brand, there was a lot of criticism. There was a lot of people that hated on it, and I expected that. I did because I'm like I'm coming into an industry where it's something new, and raps existed and they did, but the way this version of raps was never the way we're marketing it, the way we're coming, the colors, even
Yep.
my face. Like, I'm not the social media, like diced up guy, talking about how like these products are gonna make you, 100 pounds of muscle. Like because it's not true, it's not authentic, it's not transparent. I truly just came on and did what I always loved in front of the camera, and I talked about a brand that I just knew would work out. I knew there would be challenges, I knew there would be hurdles, and I knew like one of the biggest things was getting people to believe in the movement. And there
Yep.
were a lot of people that loved it. I remember the first day, and his name was Sean too, and he
Okay.
made a video. He bought our wraps, and I didn't even know. And like he made a video and he tagged us the first time ever. And I saw him and he was like, I'm trying out these new goblins. And he was so excited. And like he threw it on. And it was hard at first because like it was meant for, I came out with the 4X and a 3X and it was really heavy duty stuff. So there was never a beginner tier yet. Now there is. And now we have so many tiers for every single different type of lifter we're tailoring to, because it doesn't matter if you're just starting off or you're trying to break a world record. Like you're part of us, you're part of the family. But
Sure.
when I first came out with the products, it was a very limited amount. Like, I only had so much money to buy inventory for products. So like that was it. So at first people didn't get it, but then he was that demographic. He used them. He loved them. All his friends started buying them. They all started tagging
That's
me. And then
awesome.
it was kind of that spark. And then obviously TikTok is great. I mean, I started to make, and I had a really, really awesome guy teach me how to make more of that UGC style. He goes, listen, you know how to talk to the camera, but you're just not doing it. Like you got to get on camera and tell people about your
Yep.
product. You got to be able to do that. And that's what I did. I listened to him, and his name was Nick. So shout out Nick. And then before I knew it, I was sitting on my couch in my college house, and the TikTok shop just started kind of dinging, and it kept dinging, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it just one of the videos blew up, and then that
Okay.
I sold out. I sold out in like a week after that, and I'm like, my
Wow.
friends, all my friends from college, like they're awesome, like you know, like Vince, Jake, Jan, Tyler. I'm gonna shout them all out because like they were helping me box and pack these products. I'm like, guys, like I got to get these out. Like TikTok's gonna give me a penalty if I don't ship them by this time. But it was just me. Like my printer's automatically printing orders and stuff. So
That's awesome.
it's just awesome to see. It's like seeing that stuff. it's not about the money. It's just about knowing people are joining the movement every single time that label would print
Yep.
another member, another member. Like this is becoming a movement that is going to be really powerful. And I see this in 5 years as like honestly the biggest movement in the fitness industry, like the brand that kind of that made that dent and really changed things. Like
Yeah.
not to be alongside these big corporate brands, like being the brand that we're just so massive in form of a community. It's everyone that it's like the silent majority that just kind of wants to have fun at the gym and kind of just want to lift heavy, have a good time, no drama, no criticism, and just honestly just have a good time like we always have. Like I
And
feel
look
like
good.
where did that love kind of got lost a bit. It's still there, but there's another side that it really did. It got lost and like and listen, I'm all for funny memes and stuff. I love that stuff. The brain rot stuff makes me laugh all the time. I can't lie. But there's also a side where it's like, all right, like maybe the guy who is nervous to join on New Year's, maybe let's not make memes about clowning the guy that wants to get in because it's gonna be a little packed. Like maybe that guy is never gonna come now because social media made that such like a laughable thing. But then there's other sides that are very funny, don't get me wrong. But
Sure.
there's different kind of things that I think, we should use it in the best way we can with this kind of stuff. So I know Goblin Gear, like I'll tell you, to the day I die, that'll be the theme, the movement for sure.
I love it. Did I see a video with Matt Rife using your stuff?
Yeah, believe it or not, very,
Yeah.
very thankful. And the whole Diamond Gym, the TTD crew, man, like they are awesome. Like they all wear them. Everyone that comes there, they throw it on. The Matt Rife was using them. Matt Rife DM me. I was like,
I
this is
saw that. I
fucking
was like, wow,
crazy.
that's awesome.
I know. I was like, dude, like I watch Matt Rife like at home. Like and then this
Dude,
guy.
they abused him in the gym.
I know, like they were working hard, man. I give him respect. Honestly, he was working out hard. Like
Yes.
honestly, shout out Matt Rife. Like he's the funniest guy ever, and he's in insane shape, and he's fucking working hard like that, man. Like that's good shit. So when I saw him throw on the wraps, I was like, dude, like that's sick. Like Matt Rife's wearing them, and then I posted like we clipped it and we put it on our page, and he liked it. And I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like he saw it. That's all I cared about. And then another post we made, he commented, and then he ended up DMing me. And he was like, dude, like, appreciate you, like, posting me. And like, I was like, dude, I like, let me send you some stuff. And like,
Yeah.
it was awesome, man. And it was so funny because I'm a big UFC fan. So
Okay.
like, he's DMing me, talking to me. I look on the TV and there's Matt Rife on the celebrity cam in the UFC crowds. I'm like, bro, he was DMing me at the UFC event that I was watching about.
That's
It was
crazy.
just crazy stuff, honestly. Really, really, crazy stuff. So,
That's a big
but
endorsement, though, dude. I mean, obviously he's not in the fitness community, but he's a top notch comedian right now.
yeah, I mean, he like it doesn't even matter what industry he's in. Like you just know who he is. The
Yeah.
star power there is like it was so cool to see, like honestly. And like just such an awesome guy, so funny. And like that's just what's awesome. Like it's like just to see that they know about the brand, that's all I care about. Like I don't
Yep.
care about, like, all right, like please shout me out, bro. Like Diamond Gym, I sent them a ton of stuff. And I was thankful. Like I didn't ask them to shout me out, but they did. Like they're so respectful in that regard. And like and Dwayne, the owner, like I got him on the phone, like the most
He's
down
an
to earth,
awesome guy. Awesome guy.
awesome guy, like awesome down to earth guy, like so cool, and just wanted to do anything to help the brand. Like that's what. How could you ever criticize guys like that on social media? I will just never understand it. They're there to just have a good time, lift heavy, and just
Yep.
drama out the door, man. But awesome. It was just awesome to see like all the guys there wearing the stuff and it's just I just love seeing it. Anyone that's got even on a reel, I'm just scrolling through, I see some guy wearing it. It does make my day. Cause I'm like, that's sick. Like he has that too. He has that too. And I walked into the gym and I saw a guy wearing them on his elbows and they looked a little beat up. So I went to my car and I just got him a new pair. I'm like, dude, I just appreciate you. I appreciate using the brand.
Wow.
Like, take this if you ever need them. They're gonna last a lifetime. But if they start to smell a bit, use the new ones. You know what I mean? So, you
Did
know,
you go with the interesting colors so that like people would know pretty much like across the gym, be like, oh, that's that bright yellow. It's got to
yep,
be Goblin versus the
exactly.
typical
Yep.
I guess black and yellow stripe or black and green stripe, whatever it is.
That's exactly, and it's a little bit of both, but yeah,
Okay.
like I wanted a bright wrap that when you're on social media, you're in the gym, you see it, it stands out, and like
Yep.
that's and like obviously like the mutated line, I like that too, like it kind of fits that persona of like the wrap mutated, it went crazy like the Hulk, it's even stronger. All right, let's do neon green, but also it's not like blending. And like the pro line, we did black because it's more sleek, it's innovative. Like people kind of like that low key too. but I love the colors. Like I get on
Yeah,
Photoshop, I design all of this stuff. Like it's
that's awesome.
it's my happy spot. Like I just like doing it. Like that, the designing, the creative, the videos, the front end, the branding. I'm not the only one. Trust me, I have a whole team, and I'm grateful. Like without them, I would not be in the spot, and I'm grateful for every single person. But I do like I love the creative spot. I work with all of them, and it really is awesome stuff.
Because for people that are listening, what's your most popular color or colors?
Yeah, I would say the most popular is definitely the mutated. It's the green. Now we call it gamma. It wasn't always
Okay,
called gamma. Season 2, we started giving the colors names, but it was the mutated green line. That's our most popular product. It's the 5x strength,
okay,
but the season 2, we definitely need more data to kind of see which colors are the most popular. But I would say neon green, frostbite, the white camo is always popular. Black camo's there, the blue, they all move pretty well, honestly. I would
yeah.
say, all the colors, they get gobbled up fast. If there's one that's left, they're gonna go to at this point. And we're trying, I promise we're trying to fix it. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna make sure that, everyone is able to get their hands on the products.
Again, as I said earlier, it's a good case to be in to a point because again, yes, it sucks that you're low on inventory, but to know that, heck, you're selling out.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's great to see. It really is. It's awesome that it's awesome to see that people are buying into the movement. Like that's how I see it, and I think it's awesome. And like that's why I want to keep restocking. Like I don't want to sell out. I want more people to be able to put the wraps on. You see two people at Goblin Gear in the gym, a quick fist bump. You're both in the same community. You're both standing for the same respect, the morals that we're all
Yep.
standing for, and like I want them to get their hands on it just to solely feel like included too. So, it's a cool feeling, but we definitely got to fix it.
So, Chris, it sounds like you've arrived. What's next for the brand? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we got, I can't share too much, but we do have a lot of fun stuff coming this year. I promise you that. A lot of fun events. The products are one thing and the wraps are something, the passion, the love is there. There's also going to be a whole passion and love to a lot of other sides and like, building the community more and meeting up places and just I can't say too much, but I promise you, I want to come back on after we launch it and talk
Love
about
it.
it. But with your permission, but it's going to be, it's really going to be building a family and community now. Like we have the products speak for themselves. They know what we're about. Let's start to build the family and build the foundation even more and more. And that's exactly what I want to do now.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it sounds like you're being slow and methodical. Slowly growing. Where some people, it's the opposite. They go too quick, and the next thing you know, you're cash negative, and we'll leave it at that.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. Like I don't. And there's times I have to stop myself because I keep building ideas in my head. I want to like just do it now, but like you really have to take your time and perfect the craft because if you don't, you're gonna run into problems a lot, honestly. And like you don't wanna rush out with something that you didn't properly test or you don't believe in, and it's more of a money grab than like a
Yep.
real passion behind it. So I always make sure anything we come out with in the team that we want to come out with that it's going to be the best stuff, the passions behind it, and everything else.
Chris, it's truly been a pleasure. I know this has been long overdue. Hopefully, this
Oh
is
yeah.
one of many here. But as we wind down, plug social media, website, anything else you want to, tell the future customers about.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can find us Instagram at Goblin Gear Company. TikTok, same thing. I think YouTube, I believe, is the same thing. If you type in Goblin Gear, it should come up. You'll find us. But yeah, I mean the website goblingearclub.com. And I apologize in advance if a lot of things are sold out, but I promise you we're coming out. We're gonna solve it. And honestly, to anyone else just watching, if you just feel like, if it feels hard to get into the gym, it feels like, you kind of need a community. You want someone to take you in, and you really do stand by what we're standing by. Everyone's welcome. It doesn't matter if you're the first person walking. It doesn't matter if you're the guy that just broke the world record. Everyone belongs in this community, and we're gonna make it an unstoppable movement. I'm honestly really excited, and I'm excited to come back on and keep giving you
Definitely.
updates along the way. And I listen. I appreciate again. Thank you for having me on, and yeah, this is a long time coming, so I'm glad. I'm glad we finally got it done.
Yes, yes. One of these days, I'll have to come out to the island. We'll get a bagel, a slice of pizza, and a
Course.
cannoli.
Of course, of course. Got to get a bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel toasted. So,
But
100%.
but Chris, again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to the trajectory, my friend.
Likewise, Sean. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you follow this gentleman. Grab some great merchandise.